Hello, my beautiful butterflies. Today I'm going to be making a working oven. Now, last week for my short craft Sunday, I made a working fridge, so I may make a sink or something like that next week if y'all want that. But basically, you're going to need thin cardboard, like cereal box cardboard or something like that. Two different types of glue, so stick glue and hot glue. It's gonna show. So yeah, hot glue. You're also going to need thick cardboard, and the thick cardboard should have these little indentation type things in here. Scissors, a ruler, and some paper that is like the color that you want your oven to be. So yeah, you're going to want to start by cutting this cardboard into 3 pieces that are not 4, 3 pieces that are 6 by 5. So you'll see right here, this one is 6. This would be the side. The side is going to be the part that's 6. The top and bottom are going to be the parts that are 5. And then you'll cover this with white paper. Again, you'll need you'll need 3, not 4. I can't right now. So you're gonna need 3 of these. So then cover it with paper. Now the inside, you don't need to cover with paper because, you may not even see it. 3, not 4. You may not even see it. So then you're going to need 1 that goes with these measurements, and it'll be 7 for the it'll be 7 for the side and 5 for the bottom. Bottom side, right? And then go ahead and cover this with paper as well. Then you're going to need 2 of these, 2 where it is 5 and then 5 again. So a complete square all the way around. You're going to need 2 of those. So we're going to start by taking our 7 by 6 and 7 by 5 and our 6 by 5, and we're going to take one of our 6 by 5s and we're going to glue it to the side. Like, we're going to glue one of the 6s, one of the 6-inch parts to one of the 7-inch parts, like this. Now make sure that there's enough paper on the top part to where they meet. And so there's paper on the top part, so it isn't just bare cardboard right there. And then just go ahead and glue those 2 pieces together. So you'll see right here I have a 6-inch and a 7-inch glued right next to each other. And then I'm going to glue a 5 by 5 right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue another 6 on this side, on the other side. This would be my other 6 by 5, and I'm going to glue that one on this side. I'm going to come back in and kind of show you what it looks like when it's all glued down. So you see, here's my 5 by 5 down here. Here's my 6 by 5. The 6s and 7 should meet. And then here's another 6 by 5 where the 6s and 7 meet. And then my 5 by 5. So now we have 1 5 by 5 and 1 6 by 5 left. So the 5 by 5 is going to be the stove top where the little circles are. And we're going to work on that one first. Now you want to measure this out. Sometimes whenever you glue things down, it makes the measurements, you have to change some of the measurements of something. So go ahead and make sure this fits still, and that you can still glue it on and stuff. But now you're going to draw 4 circles. So it'll be 1 big circle, make sure it's with a pencil, 1 small circle, and then 1 big circle, and then 1 small circle. And they'll be diagonal from each other. So as you can see here, you have the 2 big circles and then 2 small circles diagonal from each other. You're going to take the thin cardboard that we talked about earlier, and you're going to cut circles on those. So the 3 circles, you're going to cut the 4 ones on here. So 2 smalls and like this, 2 smalls and 2 big. And you're now going to cover that with some white paper, or I guess you could do like a different color paper than your oven, but I would consider just doing the same paper as your oven. And you're going to do that. Once you have them all done, you'll take hot glue or stick glue. I prefer to use hot glue. It's just easier to me. And you're going to glue it on here. If you have extra pencil markings or anything like that, that you can erase it. Those were really just meant to know where to put the circles. So go ahead and just glue it with either one of the glues. Once you have that done, it'll look something like, hold on, here's the oven, but it will look something like this, and you see it just kind of gives it more 3D. But you're gonna go ahead and glue that onto the top right here. Make sure that there's like a little piece of paper left, and just go ahead and glue it with hot glue. This one you can't use stick glue. But now we're gonna start working on the door. So you're going to get a 6x5, and on one of the 6 sides you're going to do it a centimeter away. This is on both the 6 sides, and then you're going to do it where it's 2 centimeters on one of the 5, and then almost 3 centimeters. Now on where the 6-inch part is, make sure that it has right there and right there, make sure that it has this like part right here. This will just make it easier to fold. If it doesn't, that's okay. You'll just have to like indent it with like the scissors or something to make it easier. But if you didn't cut it like this or something, but if you did, make sure that if you draw a line, that it will end up lining up with the one that's pointed downwards. One of the little like M's or whatever that's pointed downwards. But anyways, I'm going to cut it out. Do not cut this line though, because we are going to fold that line and not cut it. So cut these 3 sides, but not the bottom side. So I've come back and I cut it. You see like it folds like that. That was just easier to me. So once you have this part, we're going to not mess with that right now. We're going to put the like racks into the oven now. So go ahead and cut another 5x5 out of thin cardboard. Cut 2 of these for 2 racks, or if you just want 1 rack, you can just cut 1 too. It doesn't really matter, but more than 2 is a little bit too much. So make it a 5x5, but you may need to modify it a little bit, because sometimes, like I said, whenever you glue it, it'll like mess up the measurements, so you have to like kind of like cut things and stuff. So make sure that you're like cutting 2, or maybe even just 1, but no more than 2 really. So once you have your 2 pieces, you should go ahead and measure them just one more time. Make sure that they can slide in there really easily, because look, this is a 5x5 and it couldn't even slide in there, so I have to cut off this like little extra piece right here. Be really careful when you're doing this, because if you do it too little, it could end up like not being able to slide in. But then also just cover it with the same paper that you have been covering it with. If you want to do like a silver or something to make it look more like the rack or whatever, you can do that too. So then just put hot glue on 3 sides of the shelf once you've covered it and like everything like that, and just slide it in. But one thing to note is that you are going to have to glue this door down. So make sure that your shelves are going in between where the door is. So like this door right here, that's the space where you need to be gluing your shelves. And then also make sure that the shelves are evenly spaced. So once you've glued them in, it should look something a little bit like this. Now we're going to be working on the door for a little bit. I know we're jumping around a little, but this was the like best way for me to understand, so hopefully it is for you too. So you're going to take your hot glue and make 2 dots on the same side right here. So here's 1 dot, and then like the next dot, and then skip like a huge gap and come all the way over to the other side. Now make sure you're holding it actually like this, so that the dots don't like drip or anything. But we're gonna go ahead and make 2 more dots on this side. Now go ahead and paint those dots any color that you want. It doesn't matter. You could paint them blue for all I care, just as long as it's not like contrasting, I guess. Like if they're the same color, you may not be able to see them as well. But now we're gonna go ahead and make the handle. So make it the same length as the door, but make the width only about 1 centimeter. Sorry if y'all can hear my dogs barking. There's nothing I can really do about that. So yeah, but once you cut that right there, you're going to fold one side over here and then fold the other side over here. As you can see, I didn't measure this. It doesn't really matter that much if they're like the same or anything like that, but then go ahead and just glue those onto the door. Now we're going to go ahead and glue the door to the oven and make sure that you it still fits and everything. So if you need to like cut a little bit off the bottom, then that's good. But once you've glued it on, you'll see that it's like the perfect height for a doll. And then she can also lean down, and you may have to do this with your hands a little bit like I did, but once you've like opened it with your hands, you can kind of just let them open it. I still ought to do a little bit more, but yeah. And then she can just like get her pans and whatever out of the oven that she needs. My shelf did curve a little bit. Now this is the result of me making my shelf a little bit too big. Like this one down here wasn't as big as my first one, but I was like kind of testing it out and stuff. So, you know, just make sure that they're like the actual correct size, but the plates or whatever that you put in the oven are still gonna be able to fit. But anyways, that is all for me today. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video and that it helped you make an oven and that these instructions were clear. But if you like this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more of my videos, subscribe down below and hit the bell to get notified every single time I post. I know, it's so crazy and easy, but also check my description to get some like extra information about my channel. Like if you go to my Instagram or stuff, you can see things before I actually post them, so that's a cool little thing that can happen. But anyways, that's all for me, so bye.